If you play classical guitar, you owe a lot to a man named Albert Augustin. Let me take you back to the 1940s, a time when classical guitarists were still wrestling with gut strings. They were finicky, expensive, and super sensitive to changes in humidity. But things were about to change thanks to a fresh innovation: nylon. Now, Augustin wasn't a chemist or an engineer. He was a luthier, a guitar maker, but he was also a big thinker. When DuPont first invented nylon, Augustin saw its potential for guitar strings. The catch? DuPont had never considered nylon for music. They made fishing line and toothbrush bristles, not strings, so when Augustin approached them, they were hesitant. Still, he persisted, and DuPont finally agreed to supply him with some of their experimental nylon monofilament. Basically, fishing line. Here's where it gets interesting. Augustin wasn't working alone. He teamed up with Andres Segovia, probably the most famous classical guitarist of his era. Segovia didn't just put his name on the project. He rolled up his sleeves, testing each prototype string Augustin made. He gave feedback on everything: the sound, the feel, the playability. In a way, Segovia was the ultimate quality control. But the story doesn't end there. Augustin, with the help of his wife Rose, who used her knitting needles to braid the first treble strings by hand, developed the first sets of nylon strings truly suited for classical guitar. Segovia rigorously tested these, and when he approved, it was game-changing. In 1947, Augustin founded the Augustin String Company to bring these nylon strings to guitarists everywhere, and with Segovia's public endorsement, the floodgates opened. The strings were more affordable, more durable, and way less temperamental than gut. It's no exaggeration to say they revolutionized classical guitar playing. So why is Augustin the key figure? He had the idea. He persuaded DuPont. He built the prototypes, he commercialized the product, and he worked directly with Segovia to make sure it was perfect. Today, when you play on nylon strings, you're playing on the legacy of Albert Augustin, a true innovator in the world of classical guitar.